Diner, lunch rush, day steam rises from plates. Forks clink against chipped porcelain. Orders are shouted over the hiss of a fryer. Liam, 30s. Lean but sunken-eyed. Weaves through cramped aisles of customers with a tray stacked too high. 3 plates wobble. Coffee sloshes dangerously. He moves like a man used to carrying too much. His apron is stained, lopsided. His name tag barely clings to his chest. Behind tired eyes, there's a gentleness, the kind that once dreamed more than this. Some men carry their weight in silence. Others wear it like an old uniform, frayed, familiar, and quietly heavy. Liam drops off food at table 4, customer, gruff. This was supposed to be scrambled, not fried. Liam, softly. I'll fix it. 2 minutes. He forces a tired smile. No tip expected. He glances toward the kitchen. The line cook rolls his eyes. Another redo. Liam exhales, shoulders sinking. Behind him, the front door opens. A gust of wind enters with someone unfamiliar. A wheelchair's rubber wheels squeak across the tile. Heads turn. An elderly woman, 70s, regal despite the worn cardigan draped over her shoulders, is being wheeled in by a young nurse. Her eyes sweep the room until they land on Liam. Nurse, to hostess, quiet corner. Please? Hostess, gesturing. Table 8, Liam's section. Liam shifts his tray from one arm to the other, watching. His brow furrows. Something about her presence stills him. Sometimes the day doesn't change, but someone enters it, and does. He straightens his back, wipes his hands, and approaches her table with caution and quiet respect. Diner, table 8. Continuous Liam steps to the table, notebook in hand, but doesn't write yet. The elderly woman gazes at him calmly, her fingers folded on the table like someone used to waiting. She's not frail. She's deliberate. Liam, gently. Welcome in. Can I get you started with some water? Evelyn, measured. You look like you need the water more than I do. He blinks. She smiles. Warm, amused. Not mocking, just, observant. Liam, rough lunch crowd. You know how it is? Evelyn. I know when someone's carrying more than plates. A pause. He quickly looks down and writes something. A pretend note. Liam. Deflecting. We've got chicken pot pie today. It's edible. She chuckles, resting her hands lightly on the table. Evelyn. I'll have one. And coffee. But only if you'll bring it without shaking. Liam freezes a moment, then notices. His hand is trembling just slightly. He quickly nods and tucks the notepad away. Liam. Coming right up. As he walks off, her gaze lingers on him, not with pity, but curiosity. Recognition, maybe. Some people order food. Others order truth in small servings. Diner. Minutes later. He returns, carefully placing the plate and a full mug of coffee. Steam curls up between them. She sips. Watches Evelyn. Softly. What's your name? Liam, surprised Liam. Why? Evelyn. You're the first person today who looked at me before speaking. She leans in slightly. Evelyn, conted. Tell me something, Liam. Not about the food, about you. Liam blinks, caught off guard. She asks about his life, not his service. Diner, table 8. Moments later, Liam shifts uneasily beside the table. The clatter of dishes, laughter from the booth behind him. It all feels too loud now. Evelyn's question lingers like a whisper he can't ignore. Liam, trying to keep it light. Not much to tell. Just work, home, same thing every day. Evelyn, smiling knowingly. That's not what I asked. Liam, hesitating. I mean, I've got a little girl. She's 6. Loves crayons more than food. Evelyn. That's something. Crayons mean color. You still see color then. He half smiles, looking down. His thumb rubs the edge of his notepad until it bends. Narration. VO. He'd learned to turn questions into chores. feelings into small talk. He sets down a refill, the mug shaking slightly. A drop of coffee lands on the white tablecloth. Dark, round, perfect. He wipes it quickly, embarrassed. Evelyn, softly. You work too much, Liam. Liam. Rent doesn't care if I'm tired. Her eyes soften. She stirs her coffee slowly, watching the swirl dissolve. Evelyn. My husband used to say that too, until his body stopped listening. Liam glances up. Her tone carries weight. He can't tell if it's warning or memory. Liam, quiet. I'll rest when things get better. Evelyn, with calm finality. They never get better before you rest. That's the trick. She finishes her coffee, reaches into her purse, and slides a card onto the table. Liam glances down. Gold lettering, embossed. Evelyn H. Mercer. Founder, The Ardent Foundation. Evelyn, standing slowly. You remind me of someone, Liam. She smiles faintly, turns her wheelchair toward the door, and leaves him staring at the card. He'd met thousands of people, but some felt like déjà vu from a life he never lived. She leaves her card and says, You remind me of someone. Basement apartment. Evening. Liam unlocks the heavy door with one hand while balancing a brown paper bag with the other. The lock sticks. He jiggles it. It opens with a groan. Dim light spills into a space barely big enough to breathe in. Concrete walls. A low ceiling. A curtain in place of a bedroom door. A single bulb dangles over the kitchen sink, flickering. On the floor, a scattering of crayon drawings. Sunflowers with missing petals. Stick figures holding balloons. Crooked hearts colored too dark. June 6th, barefoot, sits on a frayed rug. She's coloring with fierce focus, tongue sticking out slightly. The moment she hears the door, her face lights up. June. Daddy! She runs and wraps her arms around his legs before he can even set the bag down. Liam, smiling through exhaustion. You coloring the whole world again? June, proudly. I made you with a cape this time. She holds up the drawing. It's Liam in his work apron, flying. The hands are too big, the eyes uneven. But the love is loud. He kneels down, setting the bag beside her. Liam, best superhero I've ever seen. He tousles her curls, then opens the bag. A single can of soup, 2 bruised apples, and a loaf of marked-down bread. He hides the price stickers before she notices. The light bulb above flickers again, then dies. Darkness. June, whispering. Is it gonna come back on? Forever this time. Liam looks at her. A lump forms in his throat. Sometimes the hardest thing isn't saying no, it's pretending the answer is yes. Liam, softly. Yeah, baby. Real soon. He grabs a flashlight from the counter, switches it on, and sets it beside her. It casts just enough light to finish coloring the cape. June asks if the lights will come back on forever this time. Basement apartment. Later that night. The flashlight now flickers weakly, casting long shadows on the chipped walls. Liam sits at the small table, hunched over a stack of bills. June sleeps in the other room, her small arm hanging off the mattress like a question mark. The paper in front of him is thin, creased, red-stamped, eviction notice. 7 days to vacate. He runs a hand through his hair, then grips the edge of the table. It always came in waves, never drowning him at once, just enough to keep him gasping night after night. He opens the drawer. It groans like it knows what's coming. Inside, a stack of unopened envelopes. Rent, utilities, school lunch debt, all folded like confessions he couldn't read yet. He places the newest notice at the very bottom, like hiding a wound under more bruises. Liam, to himself, quietly. Not tonight. Can't break. Not tonight. He stands, walks to the stove. The burner clicks, but no flame. He sighs and pulls open the pantry. A single can of beans remains. He closes it. From the shadows, the hum of his stomach competes with the silence. He walks to the small mattress where June sleeps, pulls the blanket over her shoulders. He could go hungry, but the shame? The shame was loud. It echoed in the way his daughter counted crackers like coins. He sits back down at the table, resting his head on his folded arms, exhaustion pulling at him like a tide. Knock! Knock! Liam freezes. Another knock. Louder. He stands slowly. Footsteps soft. Chest tight. Liam, whispering. Please not tonight. He opens the door. Landlord. Off screen. We need to talk. Liam. A knock at the door. It's the landlord. Basement apartment. Doorway. Continuous Liam stands in the doorway, backlit by the hallway's broken yellow light. The landlord, 50s, round-bellied and impatient, shifts his weight. Landlord. It's been 3 weeks. I gave you time. I can't keep doing this. Liam, soft. I just need 1 more week. That's all. Landlord, flat. That's what you said last week. And the week before that, Liam nods, not in agreement. In quiet defeat. Liam. I'm not running. I'm trying. The landlord sighs, looking past Liam into the small, dark apartment. His gaze softens slightly when he sees the glow of the flashlight near June's mattress. Landlord. Lower. I got kids too, man. I'm not heartless. But I got bills like you. Liam nods again. His voice shrinks. Liam, I'll have something by Friday. I swear. A beat of silence. Landlord. Sighing. 1 week. Then I start paperwork. No exceptions. He walks off, footsteps heavy on the concrete. Liam closes the door gently. The room is quiet again. He exhales shakily. Looks around. Sees the empty dinner plate he didn't touch. June's socks left on the floor like tiny fallen flags. Sometimes survival isn't loud. It's a whisper to yourself that you'll fix it before it breaks completely. Liam walks to the counter, grabs a pen, flips over a napkin. He scribbles. Can pick up extra overnight. Need hours. Anything. He folds it, pockets it, and grabs his coat. His apron hangs from the wall. He doesn't take it down. He opens the door again. Sleep could wait. Shame would not. He grabs his coat. He's taking a second overnight shift. Basement apartment, early morning. The sun hasn't risen yet. The room is hushed in pre-dawn stillness. The only sound, Liam unlocking the door softly behind him. He slips inside, careful not to wake June. His shoes leave damp marks on the floor. It rained sometime during his shift. His hands are red from the cold. He sets a small bag of groceries on the counter. 1 apple, a half loaf of bread, a box of cereal. Slightly crushed but sealed. He turns toward June. She's curled in a tight ball under her thin blanket, her hair wild against the pillow. Beside her, her little backpack sits open. A paper sticks out. He approaches and gently pulls it free. A letter, folded neatly but creased. He unfolds it. Insert. Dear parent or guardian, school lunch fees overdue. Final notice. He sighs, his hands lower to his lap. The letter trembles slightly between his fingers. Flashback, school office. A month ago, a younger, Liam, still smiling more easily, stands across from a school administrator, firm. We can't let balances carry over past this month. If it's not paid, Liam, interrupting, she can bring lunch from home. Please don't tell her. Back to present. Basement apartment. Continuous Liam walks to a drawer in the corner of the room, opens it slowly. Inside, dozens of other folded papers, letters, final notices, fee reminders, quiet alarms. He adds this one to the pile, closes the drawer. It wasn't that he didn't want help. He just didn't know how to ask without making his daughter feel the world was falling apart. He kneels beside June's bed, brushes a curl from her cheek. Liam, softly, you'll have cereal today. With milk. A good day, yeah? She stirs slightly but doesn't wake. He leans against the wall beside her, watching her sleep like he's anchoring himself to something real. He places the letter in a drawer with others, just like it. Basement apartment. Late afternoon. The weak glow of sunset filters in through the one small window, casting long stripes of orange across the concrete floor. June naps on the couch, her coloring book resting on her chest like a shield. Liam stands at the kitchen counter, staring at the business card. Evelyn H. Mercer, founder, The Ardent Foundation. Gold letters. Heavy cardstock. It feels like it belongs in a world that doesn't mail overdue notices. He turns it over. Blank. Clean. He sets it down, then picks it up again. The smallest thing can weigh the most when you don't know why it was given. He walks over to the drawer, opens it halfway, hesitates, then slides the card inside. Stops, retrieves it again. Liam, quietly. What does she want from me? He leans against the counter. The fridge hums beside him like an old voice with nothing new to say. He stares at the card in his hands. His thumb taps against it. June shifts in her sleep. Her crayon-streaked hand clutches a paper sun she made earlier. The smile crooked but brave. Liam glances at the envelope from the school, still visible in the drawer. Then back to the card. A decision stirs. Basement. Later, Liam sits on the edge of the couch, phone in hand. His leg bounces. He stares at the number. Thumb hovering, Liam. To himself. It's just a call. Doesn't mean anything. He exhales and presses dial. Ring, ring, click. A woman's voice answers. Calm, clipped. Woman, V.O. Ardent Foundation. This is Ms. Mercer's office. Liam freezes. Woman, V.O. Conti D. She's been expecting your call. Liam swallows. Woman, V.O. Conti D. She'd like to see you tomorrow. Dress warm. He finally calls the number basement apartment. Night. The phone still rests against Liam's ear. He's frozen, like he's stepped into a room without walls. Woman, V.O. Mr. Hale? Liam clears throat. Yeah, I'm here. Woman, V.O. Calm. Ms. Mercer asked that I let you know she was hoping you'd call. She has a flexible schedule tomorrow. Can you meet her in the morning? Liam looks at June, asleep again in her corner, bundled beneath 2 blankets, coloring markers scattered like fallen stars. Liam, hesitant. I have work. I can try to shift things. Woman, V.O. She said it would be worth your time. There's a pause. Liam sits forward. Liam, why me? A small pause. Woman, V.O. Gentle. She didn't say. Just that you'd ask that. Liam lets out a faint breath, rubbing the back of his neck. Liam, where? Woman, V.O. 121 Willow Avenue. You'll see the gate. Someone will meet you there. Liam. What kind of place is it? Woman, V.O. Ms. Mercer calls it home. Liam squints. Something in the way she says that makes it feel heavier than it sounds. Woman, V.O. Conti D. Dress warm. It gets cold on that side of town. Click. The line goes dead. Liam sets the phone down slowly. Silence settles like dust. He stares across the room, to the half-packed lunch, the dim bulb, the drawings on the wall. Sometimes the door doesn't knock. Sometimes it whispers. He doesn't smile, but he doesn't walk away either. Instead, he picks up the card again, stares at the gold print, and sets it, carefully, on the table beside June's picture of him in a cape. She'd like to see you tomorrow. Dress warm. Willow Avenue. Next morning, Liam stands at the edge of a wide iron gate. Beyond it, the world shifts. Red brick pillars frame a long, tree-lined driveway. Frost clings to the edges of the leaves, the kind of cold that doesn't bite. It announces itself quietly, like it knows it belongs. Liam tugs at the collar of his borrowed jacket. Slightly too tight, he smooths the crease in his jeans, then hesitates. His shoes crunch on gravel as he approaches a black intercom. He presses the button. Intercom. Woman's voice. Mr. Hale? Come in. We've been waiting. The gates hum, then slowly open with a sound like held breath being released. He didn't know where he was going, but the air smelled like money, and the silence didn't apologize for it. Mercer Estate. Minutes later, Liam walks toward a mansion that looks carved from a movie screen. All stone and symmetry. The windows stretch high, wide, clean enough to show the clouds passing. A butler-type man in a gray coat opens the front door before Liam can knock. Butler. Mr. Hale. Right this way. Foyer. Continuous. The hallway glows with soft gold lighting. Paintings in thick frames. Vases that probably cost more than Liam's rent. His footsteps echo. The floor feels too clean for shoes. His eyes dart left and right, absorbing detail without understanding. Then, a faint sound. He stops. Music, a piano. Slow, deliberate, classical, but full of ache. It filters through the walls like perfume. Not loud, just present. Liam follows the sound down the hall, towards something he doesn't yet understand. Some places aren't built. They're remembered by everyone who ever walked through them feeling out of place. He rounds the corner. The music grows louder. A piano melody floats through the hallway. Music room. Mercer Estate. Continue as Liam steps into a sunlit room softened by velvet curtains and gold trim. A grand piano rests near the windows like a sculpture, its lid open. Evelyn sits at the bench, her fingers dancing slowly across the keys. Not perfectly, but with emotion. She doesn't look up right away. Evelyn, gently without turning. Chopin, too sad for mourning, but just sad enough for memory. She finishes the phrase and rests her hands on her lap. Evelyn, turning slightly. You came. Liam, carefully. You asked. She smiles faintly, nodding toward a small settee across from the piano. Evelyn, sit. Liam, I want to show you something. He lowers himself slowly, awkwardly, like sitting in someone else's life. She wheels herself over to a cabinet and retrieves a leather-bound photo album. She places it on the table between them, opens it, insert. Black and white photo of a young man in a diner apron. Same tired eyes as Liam. Evelyn, softly. That's my son, Thomas. Liam stares. The resemblance is uncanny. Liam, he looks like, Evelyn, you? Yes, I know. She flips the page. Thomas at a cash register. Thomas on a delivery bike. Thomas playing piano. Evelyn, Conti D. He worked at a corner diner. Always said the customers told the best stories, even when they were cruel. Liam studies the image. The diner walls look exactly like the ones he sees every day. Evelyn, Conti D. He was a waiter too. Before he started my company. Liam looks up, stunned. Evelyn, smiling slightly. Sometimes greatness wears an apron first. He was a waiter too, before he started my company. Music room. Moments later. The photo album rests open between them, Thomas's smile frozen in time. Evelyn closes it gently, hands lingering on the cover like a goodbye. Evelyn, you didn't just look like him. Liam, you carried the same exhaustion in your shoulders, and the same defiance in your kindness. Liam shifts in his seat, uncomfortable. Liam, I didn't come here for charity. I'm not looking for a handout. Evelyn, gently, I'm not offering one. She opens a small drawer beneath the coffee table and pulls out a folder. Thick, structured. She slides it toward him. Evelyn, Conti D. This is for a management position at the Ardent Foundation. Community programs, outreach, fatherhood support. Liam doesn't touch it. Liam, I'm a server. I barely finished high school. Evelyn, so did Thomas. Liam, I've never even led anything. I just try to survive. Evelyn, firm. You lead every day. You lead by showing up when it's hard. By loving that little girl with more consistency than most men with 3 degrees. He stares at her. Liam. Why me? Evelyn, softly. Because Thomas died before I could give him the tools he needed. Maybe this is my second chance. Through someone who deserves one. Liam looks down at the folder, opens it, sees numbers, benefits, possibilities. His breath catches, and then, Liam, quiet but clear. I can't. Evelyn's brow knits. Liam, Conti D. I'm not that guy. He closes the folder and stands. Slowly, some doors open wide. But we walk away because the floor beneath feels too unfamiliar. He refuses. I'm not that guy. Basement apartment. Evening Liam sits cross-legged on the floor, sorting through a pile of laundry. Mostly June's tiny socks and faded t-shirts with superhero logos. The silence is soft tonight. The kind of silence that arrives after big decisions. The ones you don't want to think about. June lies on her stomach, coloring in a corner with her knees up, humming a made-up tune. June. Daddy? Liam, without looking up. Yeah, baby. June, is my school always gonna have broken walls? He stops folding. Liam. Gentle. What do you mean, June? Frowning, still coloring. The paint's always peeling, and the windows don't open. Mia's school has doors that don't stick. Liam watches her carefully now. This isn't a complaint. It's a wish dressed as a question. June, Conti D. I want a school with swings that don't squeak, and walls that aren't sad. Her voice trails off. He swallows hard. Children don't say, I deserve better. They say, can it be different? And sometimes that's louder. Liam, softly. I want that for you too. June, hopeful. Could I go to Mia's school someday? Liam looks at her backpack. At the drawers full of unpaid letters. At the empty fridge. Then he looks at the business card still pinned to the wall with a magnet shaped like a smiley face. He says nothing. But something in his face shifts. He stands and walks to the counter, opens the folder Evelyn gave him. His fingers tremble as he lifts the first page. He reconsiders Evelyn's offer. Ardent Foundation, small conference room. Morning Liam sits at a long wooden table, a pen in his right hand, a thick stack of onboarding papers in front of him. The room is warm, pristine, humming faintly with polite office energy. A coffee machine gurgles in the background. Someone chuckles behind a closed door. He stares at the line marked, Previous employment, relevant managerial roles. His pen hovers. He writes, NNA, next line, educational background. He swallows. Hand shaking slightly, he writes, dropped out, GED pending, the pen stalls. Ink bleeds a little on the paper. His breathing slows. It wasn't just the form, it was the fear that someone would look at the ink and see through the man holding the pen. A clock ticks. His collar feels too tight. He rubs his palms together, wipes them on his jeans, looks toward the glass window. People passing in clean shoes, crisp blazers, laughing into phones. He looks down again. Emergency contact? He scribbles June Hale, daughter, age 6. A laugh escapes him, sharp, dry. Liam, quietly to himself. Yeah, that'll inspire confidence. He pushes the paperwork slightly away, leans back, fighting a wave of heat and dizziness. Door opens, Kara, 40s. Evelyn's assistant walks in holding a folder. She pauses when she sees him. Kara, gentle. You all right? Liam, quickly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine, just taking it slow. She doesn't push, just sets the folder down and gives him a nod. Kara, let me know if you need help with anything. No shame in questions. She leaves. Liam exhales deeply, eyes the paperwork like it might swallow him whole. Evelyn's assistant notices, school cafeteria. Noon plastic trays slide down metal rails. Kids laugh, spill milk, trade cookies. Liam stands by the wall in a button-up shirt that still feels too new. His fingers tug at the sleeves nervously. Across the room, June sits at a lunch table with two other girls. For the first time in a long while, she's eating something warm. Mashed potatoes, corn, a roll, chocolate milk. She beams up at Liam and waves. June, excited. They have Jell-O today. Liam gives her a thumbs up, eyes misting. But his smile falters when he hears murmurs nearby. Hallway outside cafeteria. Moments later, Liam exits quietly and leans against a tiled wall. Two Foundation staff, members, a man and a woman, walk by behind him, not noticing he's near. Woman. Low whisper. I mean, she's hiring waiters now? Is that what this place is becoming? Man. Chuckling. Must have served her something special. They laugh softly, fading down the hall. Liam exhales. Sometimes warmth doesn't settle in. It seeps through cracks, just enough to remind you how cold it was before. Foundation office. Later, Liam returns to his desk. A simple corner space with a nameplate that still smells like fresh plastic. On it, Liam Hale, Community Engagement. He places June's old drawing of him in a cape beside his keyboard. No frame, just tape. Kara walks by, carrying a box of supplies. She sees the drawing and smiles. Kara, nice touch. Liam, trying to smile back. Yeah, keeps me grounded. But his eyes flick toward the hallway. He still hears the whispers, still feels like he doesn't belong. Liam's co-workers whisper about nepotism. Foundation building, bathroom. Morning Liam stands in front of the mirror, tugging at the collar of a dark gray suit jacket. The fabric bunches slightly at the shoulders. The sleeves are too long, hanging just past his wrists. The pants, borrowed from a church donation bin, ride high at the ankles. He turns side to side, trying to convince himself it looks presentable. But the reflection stares back like it knows the truth. He tugs the jacket button. It won't stay fastened without pulling. He lets it hang open. It wasn't just the fit. It was the weight of wearing something stitched for a man he didn't think he was yet. He pulls a comb from his pocket and smooths his hair. His hands still tremble slightly. A knock at the bathroom door startles him. Kara, OS. Liam? They're ready for you in the boardroom. He straightens. Breathes in. Liam. Be right there. Foundation, hallway. Moments later, Liam walks through the hallway, past tall glass windows and framed photos of past donors and polished events. He passes a janitor in uniform. They nod at each other. Liam offers a soft smile. But the man looks at his suit, puzzled, like Liam wandered into the wrong story. Liam adjusts his tie, which still feels like a noose. He catches his reflection in the conference room's tinted glass. The suit swallows him whole. He winces. Some fabric wasn't meant for comfort, just for appearance. And some appearances unravel with just one honest look. He puts his hand on the doorknob. He catches his reflection and winces. Conference room. Foundation. Moments later. The meeting is over. Chairs scrape. Folders close. Coffee cups are emptied. The board members begin to filter out, offering polite nods to Liam, who still sits stiff in his oversized suit, unsure if he's done something wrong. Or nothing right. Evelyn. OS. Stay a moment, Liam? He turns. Evelyn is seated at the far end of the table, papers in front of her, but her eyes fixed only on him. Everyone else exits. The door shuts. Silence. Evelyn. Calmly. Do you know how many times I've had to prove I belonged in a room I paid for? Liam stays quiet. Evelyn. Conti D. You think this is about suits, about degrees, about polish. She slides her reading glasses off. Folds them. Evelyn. Conti D. It's not. It's about conviction. And right now, Yours is shrinking under fabric that doesn't matter. He looks down at his sleeves, then up at her. Liam, quietly. They don't see me the way you do. Evelyn. Then show them who you are, not who you're pretending to be. A long pause. She leans forward. Evelyn, con TD. But don't run from what you've earned, Liam. Because if you do, you teach your daughter that survival is the ceiling. And I don't believe that's the story you're raising her to live. That lands hard. Liam swallows, eyes glassy but steady. He doesn't respond, but his shoulders soften, the first sign of surrender. He nods. Once. Some ultimatums aren't threats. They're lifelines tossed by people who still believe you can swim. He nods, but doesn't speak. Foundation office. Later that week, a montage begins. The slow building of confidence from within. Liam stands in front of a corkboard, reading flyers for a food drive. His brow furrows. Later, he rearranges the flyers to make them readable for parents with low literacy. Adds images, icons, color codes, pickup times. A staff member watches from the doorway, impressed. Supply closet. Liam organizes a chaotic pile of toy donations by age range. Labels the bins with masking tape and a Sharpie. Liam, to himself, half smiling. Not bad for someone who never had shelves growing up. Classroom, afternoon. A volunteer doesn't show up. A room of restless kids begins to get loud. Liam steps in. Liam? All right. Who here can name 5 superheroes that aren't on TV? Silence. Then a small hand rises. Kid. My mom, Liam, grinning. Exactly. See? We're gonna be fine. He pulls out June's old crayons from his backpack and starts a group drawing session. Laughter grows. Foundation. Break room. Evening. Liam sits with staff members, reviewing event plans. He listens more than he speaks. When he does speak, it's calm. Grounded. Clear. Staff member. You ever work in admin before? Liam, shaking his head. Nah, just raised by chaos. Makes you notice patterns. Hallway. Moments later. From a nearby office, a board member lingers unseen, watching Liam through a cracked door. Liam helps a janitor lift a box. No cameras, no audience, just kindness. The board member's eyes narrow. Not in judgment, but in curiosity. Sometimes leadership isn't loud. It's what you do when no one's clapping. A board member quietly takes notice. Foundation office. Late afternoon. Evelyn wheels herself into Liam's office without knocking. He's mid-sentence, helping Kara edit a flyer layout. Evelyn, direct. Liam. Cancel tomorrow's afternoon meeting. Kara looks up. Liam straightens. Liam. Is something wrong? Evelyn. Just dinner. Reservation for 4. You, me, and 2 donors who pretend to hate money. Kara chuckles. Liam doesn't. Liam, uncertain. Dinner? Evelyn. Nothing formal. Just your presence. Conversation. A real face behind our mission. He stiffens slightly, glancing down at his second-hand button-up and scuffed shoes. Liam. I'm not trained for that. I don't speak the language of wine menus and gala jokes. Evelyn, calmly. Then speak the language of honesty. That's what they'll remember. She rolls closer, lowers her voice. Evelyn conted. You're the heartbeat of this place. If they can't feel it when you walk into a room, I don't want their check. He meets her gaze. She's not bluffing. Liam, soft. I just don't want to embarrass you. Evelyn, sharply. Liam, I built this foundation on the backs of people no one bet on. If they sneer at you, they're sneering at the blueprint. A long beat. She stands. Metaphorically, Evelyn, firm. Wear what you have. Walk in like it's yours. Because part of it is. She turns and rolls out. Liam exhales, tension thick in his chest. He looks down at his calendar. Tomorrow's wide open, but his heart is not. Liam, quietly to himself. What if I mess up in front of them? Liam hesitates. What if I mess up in front of them? High-end restaurant. Private dining room. Evening candlelight flickers. Glassware clinks faintly. A pianist plays something delicate in the background. Liam sits at one end of a long white table. His suit, the same ill-fitting one, tries its best to belong, but he knows it doesn't. Evelyn sits at the head, regal as ever, across from them. Mr. Pendleton, slick gray hair, thin smile, and Ms. Dorsey, power pearls, calculating eyes. Menus rest untouched. Conversations between them are light, surface level, until Evelyn shifts the topic. Evelyn Liam's been instrumental to our outreach this month. Expanded food access by 14%. Pendleton, glancing at Liam. You have a background in community logistics? Liam, carefully. Just background in people. Been listening to them my whole life. Dorsey, forced smile. How? Refreshingly unorthodox. The wine is poured. Pendleton raises his glass but doesn't toast. Pendleton. I must admit, I thought you were bringing on a more seasoned executive. Evelyn, calmly. He's seasoned, just not with salt and silver spoons. An awkward chuckle from Liam, but it dies quickly. Pendleton. I suppose we all start somewhere, though most don't jump straight to the table. Liam shifts, jaw tight. Some rooms don't throw you out. They let you sit, just so they can remind you you're not welcome. Liam, I didn't jump anywhere. I was asked. Dorsey, to Evelyn, which is curious, considering your standards. Evelyn, coldly. He's here because I trust him. And frankly, that's more than I can say for some with titles. That lands hard. Pendleton's lips thin. Dorsey sips her wine. Liam lowers his eyes, but his spine straightens. Evelyn defends him. He's here because I trust him. Restaurant. Elevator. Night. Liam stands stiffly beside Evelyn inside a luxurious brass elevator. The soft ding echoes as it begins its descent. Evelyn holds her purse in her lap, calm but quiet. Liam stares straight ahead. His reflection glares back at him in the golden wall. Liam, finally breaking the silence. That went well. Evelyn, dry. We survived. That's something, he exhales. A faint laugh. Tired, cracked. Liam. They made me feel like I crashed a party. One with invisible rules. Evelyn. That's because you did, and they hate that you weren't sorry for it. The elevator hums softly. Then, a sudden jolt. The lights flicker. The elevator stops. Liam. Oh, come on. He presses the buttons. Nothing. Tries the emergency call. Dead tone. Evelyn, calmly. Well, life's sense of timing is still intact. They both wait in the silence. Nothing moves. Liam. Joking, but not really. Bet Pendleton paid extra for this. Evelyn chuckles softly, then stillness. Liam, quietly. Why did you really choose me, Evelyn? She doesn't answer right away. Then she speaks. Evelyn. Because Thomas was like you. Liam turns to her. Evelyn, Conti D. He worked hard, had good hands, but didn't know how to hold joy. He carried everyone else's weight, until it crushed him. A long pause. Her voice tightens, but remains steady. Evelyn, Conti D. Helping you helps me heal. Liam's face softens. He's no longer the outsider. Just another person who's lost something. Some confessions aren't heavy. They're air you didn't know you needed. The lights flicker back on. Elevator hums to life. She confesses. Helping you helps me heal. Basement apartment, night. The door creaks open quietly. Liam steps inside, loosening his tie. The apartment is dark except for the soft flicker of June's nightlight, shaped like a glowing moon. He closes the door gently, trying not to wake her, but she's awake, June sits on the mattress with her arms wrapped around her knees, her small face half in shadow. Liam, gentle. Hey, you're up late. She doesn't answer right away. Her voice is soft. June, you didn't say goodnight again. Liam winces, sets down his keys. Liam, I know. I'm sorry, Bug. Dinner ran late. He crouches beside her, brushing her hair behind her ear. Liam, Con TD. I missed you today. June, quiet. You always miss me now. Those words sting more than any boardroom insult. He sits down slowly beside her, eyes tired, voice lower. Liam, soft. I'm doing all this for you, baby. So you can have better, June? I liked worse better. When you were here more. The silence stretches. He looks around the room. The drawings still taped to the wall. The superhero socks drying on a chair. The dinner plate untouched on the table. He thought building a future meant stepping away. But her world was built with minutes, not money. June lies back down without another word, rolls to face the wall. Liam pulls the blanket up over her shoulder, then he sees it. Tucked under her pillow is his old apron, crumpled but safe. The one with his name tag barely hanging on. His throat tightens. He doesn't say anything. He just stays there beside her, long after she's drifted off. She hides his old apron under her pillow. Basement apartment. Morning. Sunlight sneaks in through the tiny window. The alarm didn't go off. Again. Liam rushes around, half-shaved, shirt half-buttoned. He spills coffee on a document as he grabs his bag. June stands near the door with her backpack on. Eyes big, still quiet from the night before. She holds out a drawing. June, hopeful. I made this for your new desk. Liam doesn't look. Liam put it on the table. I'm late. She sets it down carefully. Liam, Cont D. Did you pack your snack? June. Yes, Liam, muttering. Great. At least someone's prepared. June flinches slightly at his tone. Liam grabs the form from the table. As he moves, his elbow knocks over the cereal bowl. Milk splashes across the paper. Liam, snapping. June, I told you not to leave this so close to the edge. June, startled. I didn't. Daddy, Liam? Angry. Do you know how important this was? I can't fix this now. I told you. Her lip trembles. June. Voice rising. It wasn't me. Liam, louder. I don't have time for this. She bursts into tears. June, through sobs. I miss when you made pancakes with burnt edges and told silly jokes. I miss when we didn't have much, but we laughed more. Liam freezes. Every emotion hits him at once. Anger, shame, heartbreak. He kneels, but she's already walking to her corner, wiping her face. Sometimes the thing you're building burns the very hands that needed to feel safe. Liam doesn't follow her. He just stands there, broken, still holding the ruined form. June cries. I miss our old life, when we had less but laughed more. City streets, late afternoon. Rain falls steadily, not fierce, but endless. Sidewalks gleam. Umbrellas bloom like flowers. Cars hiss by in a soft, wet rush. Liam walks without one. His clothes cling to his skin. His shoes squish with every step. But he doesn't care. He doesn't notice. His eyes are fixed on nothing. Some storms come from the sky. Others pour from the chest. Quiet, constant, and colder than thunder. Coffee shop. Moments later, Liam sits in the back booth. Soaked through, hands around a warm paper cup that he hasn't sipped from. His reflection stares back in the window. Tired eyes, slouched posture, shirt wrinkled and damp. He watches a man at a nearby table laugh with his daughter. Their muffins half-eaten, crayons scattered across the tabletop. Liam flinches. Flashback, basement. Earlier that morning, June's drawing. Her tiny voice. I miss when we didn't have much, but we laughed more. Back to present. He pulls out his phone. Hesitates. Then, scrolls to Evelyn's number. His thumb hovers over. Call. He presses it. Evelyn's office. Intercutefulin answers quickly. Evelyn, gentle. Liam? He doesn't speak right away. His voice finally cracks through. Liam, quiet. I yelled at her. Over a bowl of cereal and a form she didn't touch. A pause. Liam, can't D. I'm not who you think I am. The rain taps harder against the window beside him, like it's listening. He calls Evelyn and says, I'm not who you think I am. Basement apartment. Evening, a knock at the door. Liam opens it, surprised. Evelyn is there in the rain, her driver holding an umbrella over her. She rolls inside without waiting for permission. Evelyn, you sounded like you were drowning. I came to remind you, you've got legs. Liam closes the door behind her, soaking wet from earlier. June is asleep in the other room. The room is dim, quiet, heavy. Liam, ashamed. I lost it. I made her cry. Over nothing. I became the kind of man I promised I wouldn't be. Evelyn takes in the space. Her eyes scan the stack of bills, the coloring pages on the wall, the single lamp dimming the corner. Evelyn, you think the fathers we work with don't stumble? That's why we fight for them. Because stumbles don't disqualify you. They define you. Liam. She said she misses when we had less, but laughed more. Evelyn looks at him deeply. Evelyn. Then bring the laughter back. Not by quitting. By learning how to carry both, responsibility and joy. Liam, quiet. I'm scared I'll fail her. Evelyn, sharp. You will. One day, in small ways. But you already failed her once, by believing you weren't enough. He doesn't speak, just looks down. Evelyn, softening. Don't rob your daughter of the man she's proud of becoming. Just because the old version of you feels safer. The room holds that silence. Liam finally exhales. A long, quiet release. Sometimes ultimatums aren't corners. They're doors, if you have the courage to walk through. Don't rob your daughter of the man she's proud of becoming. Basement apartment. Night. The apartment is quiet now. The rain has slowed outside, the kind that barely taps on the glass like a whisper. Liam stands in the small hallway outside June's curtain-covered room, unsure if he should knock, or just disappear into silence. Then a sound. June's voice, faint, barely a hum, begins to sing. A tune without words, gentle, familiar. Flashback, same apartment. Many nights ago Liam lies beside June under a shared blanket. The electricity's out, but she's warm in his arms. He hums the same melody, slow and soft. Her eyelids flutter. His fingers brush her back in rhythm. Back to present, Liam closes his eyes. The same song. She's singing his lullaby, alone. He lets out a breath he didn't know he'd held. Forgiveness doesn't always knock. Sometimes it hums, from behind a wall you were afraid to approach. He kneels slowly outside the doorway, one hand resting on the floor for balance. His voice is raspy, cracked from emotion, but steady. He hums with her. The tune blends, becomes one again. Inside the room, June doesn't speak, but her humming grows just a little louder, a little more whole. A pause. Then, June. Sleepy, barely audible. I missed this. Liam presses his hand gently against the curtain. Doesn't pull it back, just leaves it there, palm open. Liam, softly. Me too, bug. They hum the last few notes together. The air shifts. The wound, still raw, but gently stitched. He kneels by her door and softly joins in, foundation building. Morning Liam walks through the glass doors, carrying a brown paper bag with a coffee stain at the bottom and a faded folder under his arm. But something is different today. He's wearing his old diner apron, not over his suit, under his blazer. The ties peek out from behind the jacket, The name tag still clings near his chest, crooked, proud. People glance as he walks past. Some smirk. Some nod. He'd tried to dress like the room. Now he walked in dressed like himself. And let the room adjust. Staff lounge. Minutes later, a few staff members whisper near the coffee machine. Staff member 1, half laughing. Is that an apron? Staff member 2 shrugs. Honestly, makes more sense than half the ties in this place. Conference room. Shortly after, Liam stands at the head of a long table, staff seated around him with notepads and mugs in hand. He sets down his bag, opens the folder and clears his throat. No panic this time. No trembling. Liam. Measured, focused. Okay. For the food drive, I've mapped the delivery routes by zip code density. Low-income blocks get first runs. No exceptions. Someone raises a hand. Staff member. You're doing field checks personally? Liam. I know those streets. I know what hunger looks like. We won't miss anyone. His voice holds weight now. Not because it's loud, but because it's earned. He wasn't leading with polish. He was leading with memory, with miles walked and hands blistered. As he continues, even the ones who doubted him lean in. He speaks from his apron, not despite it. He leads a staff meeting with calm authority, elementary school. Early morning, June stands in a small line of excited kids wearing name tags and backpacks. Her hair is tied in 2 crooked ponytails. Her eyes scan the hallway, hopeful. Then she sees him. Liam, in his blazer and apron combo, holding a paper bag and a thermos, rushes down the corridor with that familiar lopsided smile. June, grinning. You made it. He kneels beside her, catching his breath. Liam wouldn't miss it for the world. He opens the paper bag. Liam, Conti D. 1 apple, 1 cheese sandwich, and a granola bar that's not expired. June, giggling. Luxury. She hugs him tightly. He holds her a second longer than usual. Sometimes wealth isn't in wallets. It's in moments made on time. School bus. Later, June sits by the window, cradling the lunch bag like a treasure. She waves as the bus pulls away. Liam waves back. Foundation. Parking lot. Shortly after, Liam stands still for a moment, watching the bus disappear. Then he smiles to himself. Not big, not loud, but whole. School classroom. That afternoon, June sits with a group of kids drawing pictures of their day. Most kids sketch zoo animals or the playground. June draws something different. A man in an apron and a blazer, holding her hand. A sandwich in the other. Above it, in crayon-scrawled letters, My hero, my dad. She didn't need marble floors or perfect ceilings. She needed presence and pancakes with love. She draws a picture of My hero, my dad, foundation boardroom, midday glossy table, designer suits, coffee untouched, tension sharp enough to cut through the silence. Evelyn sits at the head, calm but visibly coiled. Liam sits 2 chairs down, blazer off, sleeves rolled, unaware he's the reason the air is so heavy. Board Member 1, firm. Before we approve the Westwood project expansion, we need to discuss optics. Board Member 2, and sustainability, financially and professionally. A pause. Liam shifts slightly. Liam, is this about the numbers? Because our outreach is up nearly 20% since last month. Donor, slick, smiling tightly. It's about experience. Mr. Hale, or lack of it. Evelyn's eyes lock on the man. Donor, Conti D. Some of us are prepared to contribute significantly, but not while the face of this program is, well, still learning the ropes. The insult hangs in the air like smog. Liam straightens his spine. Liam, you mean someone who used to serve food instead of forecasts? The donor offers a polite, meaningless laugh. Donor, let's be professional. Liam, this is about trust. Not background. Evelyn leans forward, eyes sharp. Voice colder than the boardroom AC. Evelyn. I trust him more than I trust any of you. Silence. Donor. Careful. With all due respect, Ms. Mercer, the board can overrule your… Evelyn, cutting him off. If he goes, I go. That lands like a hammer. No one speaks. Liam looks at her. Shocked, moved, humbled. Some people don't bet on you because they believe in your resume. They bet because they remember what it's like to be underestimated. Evelyn stares down the board. If he goes, I go. Foundation boardroom. Moments later, silence follows Evelyn's words like an aftershock. The donor leans back in his chair, lips pressed tight, eyes scanning the room, waiting to see who takes his side. Board Member 2. You'd really risk the entire expansion over one man? Evelyn, calm, unwavering. I'd risk it over the principle behind him. Chairs creak. Someone clears their throat. Another board member, previously silent, slides a resignation letter onto the table. Board Member 3. Then I think it's time I stepped back. This isn't the direction I signed up for. A ripple begins. Board Member 4. Hesitant. I agree. This level of emotional bias, it's unprecedented. Another resignation hits the table. Sometimes the storm isn't thunder. It's paper, crisp and final. Liam's eyes dart between them. The betrayal, the tension, the quiet unraveling of the support Evelyn spent years building. He stands. Liam. Quiet but firm. Stop. All eyes turn to him. Liam, Con TD. You don't have to fight for me. Evelyn starts to speak, but he holds up a hand. Liam, Con TD. If my being here divides this mission, I'll walk away. Stunned silence. He looks at the board, then at Evelyn. Liam. Soft. I won't be the reason kids lose what they need. Evelyn, shaking her head. Liam, cutting gently. Let me choose integrity too. Real power isn't in holding on. Sometimes it's in being willing to let go. The room stares. No one knows what to say, but something unspoken shifts. Liam steps forward. I'll walk away if it helps the mission. Foundation office. Lobby. Late afternoon papers shuffle. Phones ring. But something feels off. Evelyn enters from the boardroom. Her movements are slower, her breathing shallow. A tremor in her hand goes unnoticed by most. She stops at the reception desk, closes her eyes for a moment, then grips the edge for balance. Kara, concerned. Ms. Mercer? Evelyn shakes her head. Evelyn, whispers. Just need air. She tries to continue down the hall, but her steps falter. Her grip loosens. Then, her body crumples. Hospital room, night monitors beep steadily. Evelyn lies in a hospital bed, pale but alert. An IV drips slowly into her arm. Liam enters, jacket wrinkled, eyes rimmed with panic. Kara, at the door. She's stable. Exhaustion. Blood pressures spike. She wouldn't let anyone in. Except you. Liam steps closer. Evelyn turns her head slightly. Evelyn, hoarse. Well, if drama was the goal, I succeeded. He half smiles, but it fades. Liam, gently. Why didn't you tell me you weren't okay? Evelyn. Because I needed you to believe I was immortal. Just a little longer. He sits beside her. Evelyn, Con TD. You're the only one who didn't leave the table when things got ugly. A pause. Evelyn, Con TD. I told them. If I don't make it, you take the reins. Liam blinks. Liam. What? Evelyn, you've earned it. And this place, it needs someone who still remembers how it feels to be forgotten. She closes her eyes again. Some torches are passed in handshakes, others in hospital rooms, between breaths and between truths. At the hospital, she asks to speak only to Liam, hospital room. Next morning, The blinds are half drawn. The room is quiet now, filled with soft beeping and the low hum of machines. Evelyn sits up slightly, her complexion pale but alert. A folder sits unopened on the table beside her. Liam enters with 2 cups of black coffee. He sets one beside her gently. Evelyn, smirking. Not from the cafe, I hope. Liam, sitting down. Microwaved courage. She nods, then taps the folder. Evelyn, there's something you need to see. Liam, shouldn't you be resting? Evelyn, no time for that. Not with the way you keep surprising me. He opens the folder slowly. Inside, a legal document. His name, Liam Hale, typed in bold on the first page. Liam, reading, stunned. This is Evelyn, my updated will and succession plan. He looks up, overwhelmed. Liam, you put me in charge? Evelyn, softly. I didn't put you anywhere, Liam. I recognized who already stood there. He sets the folder down, gently. Liam, quiet. Why me? Really? She smiles, but it's tired. Honest, Evelyn. Because you didn't ask for it. You just showed up, every day. And this place, it needs someone who still remembers what it feels like to be invisible. A long pause. Evelyn, Conti D. You reminded me of what I lost, and what I still had. Some legacies aren't handed over. They're entrusted to the ones who never thought they were worthy of holding them. Liam nods, the weight of it all finally settling in. Not fear, not pride, responsibility. You reminded me of what I lost, and what I still had. Hotel ballroom, fundraising gala, evening cameras flash. Music hums faintly beneath conversation. The space glitters with chandeliers and high heels. A room dressed in money. Guests in gowns and tuxedos mingle beneath banners that read, The Ardent Foundation, Healing Through Service. Liam stands in the wings near the service hallway, staring into the crowd like a man watching a movie he never thought he'd be cast in. He wears a tailored tuxedo, finally his size, but beneath the black jacket, he wears his apron. The same one, clean, pressed, name tag reattached. He used to wear it because he had to. Now he wears it because he chooses to. Gala Hall, stage. Moments later, Evelyn is wheeled to the stage by Kara. She takes the mic with a grace that silences the room. Evelyn, tonight, you'll meet the man who's become this foundation's compass, not because of where he came from, but because he never forgot it. She gestures, Evelyn, Contidi, Liam Hale. Applause rises as Liam steps onto the stage, tray in hand, not with drinks, but with a single folded paper napkin, on which June had written, You got this, Dad. Whispers ripple, confused looks. A few smiles. He stands at the podium, clears his throat. Liam, I've served tables. I've mopped floors. And I've made pancakes from water and hope. Tonight, I still serve, just in a different room. A few people laugh. Others lean in. Liam, Kant, from waiter to leader, but still serving. Applause. Not polite. Powerful. He nods once, humbly. From waiter to leader, but still serving. Gala Hall. Later that night, the room has settled into quiet warmth after Liam's speech. Waitstaff begin moving through the crowd with desserts. Then, the lights dim slightly. Evelyn returns to the microphone, her voice softer now. Evelyn, before we end the night, we have one last voice who asked to speak. She gestures toward the side of the stage. A small figure walks forward, guided gently by Kara. It's June, wearing a little blue dress, her hair braided back. She clutches a folded paper in both hands, the edges slightly crumpled. She stands on a short wooden box placed behind the podium. Her eyes search the crowd and land on her father. Liam freezes. His hands clench around the cloth napkin in his lap. June, nervously, Hi, my name is June, and I want to say something. A few chuckles from the audience. June, Conti D. My daddy used to work all night and still make me pancakes with burnt edges. I liked those. Laughter. A few sniffles. June, Conted. Now he works here, and people call him important, but to me, he was important before that. Liam covers his mouth with his hand. June, Conti D. He helps people because he knows what it feels like when nobody does. He helped me smile again. So, thank you for helping him. She looks at Liam and smiles, proud and wide. June, Conti D. He's not just my dad. He's everybody's second chance. The room erupts into applause. Not polite, genuine. Liam rises slowly, his eyes full, his heart fuller. Sometimes the most powerful speeches don't come from leaders. They come from the little ones they led back to love. The room rises in applause. Private room, hotel, post-gala. After the final applause, Liam steps into a quieter room where Evelyn, Kara, and a few gala organizers debrief. Suddenly, the door opens. 3 board members from the old restaurant walk in. One holding an envelope, another holding a branded wine bottle. They're awkward, out of place in this setting. Former board member, Liam. Congratulations. The speech was beyond words. Liam doesn't respond immediately. His posture is calm, but his silence cuts deeper than a yell. Board member 2. We saw what you did. Heard your name tonight. Thought maybe we judged too fast back then. Evelyn watches, arms crossed. Kara, beside her, stiffens. Board member 1. Offers envelope. There's a reopening planned. New investors. We'd like you to join the new advisory team. Paid. Equity. A full circle, right? Liam looks at the envelope, then back at June's drawing in his pocket. Liam. I already closed that circle. With less money and more meaning, beat Liam, Conti D. I'm not going back to Polish plates for men who left me out back when I was bleeding. They lower their heads. Liam, Conti D. But I will donate one thing to your relaunch. He hands them the gala brochure, the page where his speech is printed. Liam, Conti D. Frame it, so your new waiters know that titles don't define service. Hearts do. They leave, stunned. Evelyn, softly. You didn't just take the high road. You built it. Sometimes justice isn't revenge. It's letting others choke on the kindness they once denied you. Liam chooses service over status. Ardent foundation. Liam's office. Morning sunlight pours in through wide windows. A fresh potted plant sits in the corner, donated by a local vendor. The office is modest but warm, like someone finally made space here on purpose. A large wooden desk, 2 chairs for guests, a corkboard filled with flyers for outreach drives. On the wall behind Liam's chair hangs a framed drawing. June's My Hero, My Dad. The crayon colors still bright, smudged at the corners where her fingers had held it too tightly. Liam walks in slowly, holding 2 coffees, sets one down for Kara, the other for himself. He hangs up his blazer, reaches into a drawer, pulls out something wrapped in tissue paper. He unwraps it gently. His old diner apron. The name tag dangles, just barely hanging on. The fabric is thin now, frayed at the edges. Some armor looks like steel. His was cotton, worn and stained, but it carried every version of the man he used to be. He walks to the wall. Next to the framed drawing is an empty wooden hanger. He lifts the apron and places it on display. Kara, OS, watching. You sure? Liam without turning. It's not shame. It's my beginning. She smiles, nods. He steps back, looks at the wall now. Crayon lines and threadbare cloth side by side. Legacy. Earned, not given. He exhales. The world saw a leader. He saw a father who never stopped serving. He stares at the old apron now hanging on the wall, Liam's office. Night. The building is quiet. Outside the window, the city breathes in golden stillness. Liam sits alone, legs stretched, jacket draped on the chair behind him. A white envelope sits on his desk, handwritten, no name on it. He opens it. Evelyn, V.O., reading the letter softly. Liam, when I first saw you in that parking lot, I wasn't just looking for help, I was looking for proof. That kindness still existed. Flashback, parking lot. Rainy night, months ago. Liam placing the umbrella over Evelyn. No music, just the rain and her eyes watching him, curiously, knowingly. Evelyn, V.O. You didn't know who I was, and you didn't care. That's why I knew I could trust you. Back to present. Office Liam shifts slightly, the letter trembling in his hands. Evelyn, V.O. I've stepped back now. It's your ship to steer. Lead with that heart you try to hide. And never forget, service doesn't stop when the title changes. Foundation, hallway, quick flashes. Evelyn's wheelchair being rolled out one last time. Staff clapping quietly. June hugging her tightly. Evelyn's smile, faint but proud. Back to Liam, office. He reaches into his drawer again, this time pulling out a small photo. Evelyn at the first gala, seated next to June. On the back, her handwriting. She saw something the world missed. Liam closes the letter, sits in silence. Sometimes the people we rescue us first. She saw something the world missed. Liam's apartment. Night. Liam and June are curled up on the couch, popcorn bowl half empty. An old animated movie plays in the background. June is drifting to sleep against his shoulder. Liam grabs the remote, lowers the volume, and switches to the news, just out of habit. TV screen flickers to life. A segment titled, The Unseen Waiters of the World. A younger reporter appears on screen. Reporter, TV. Sometimes, heroes aren't in uniforms, they're in aprons. This next story comes from a gala held at Ardent Foundation. Liam freezes, reporter, TV, where a young girl gave a speech that brought the entire room to tears. Footage rolls, June, on stage, saying, "He's everybody's second chance." Cut to a secretly recorded interview. Evelyn, months ago in a wheelchair. Evelyn, on TV. Liam wasn't supposed to be found, but kindness makes noise, even in quiet places. He saved my life with an umbrella. I gave him a job. He gave the world something bigger. Liam's eyes well up. He grips the blanket tighter. You never know which small moment the world will remember you for. The segment ends with a quote across the screen. Be the reason someone keeps going. June stirs and looks up sleepily. June. That's you, huh? Liam, softly. That's us, Bug Street. Next day, Liam steps out of a coffee shop. A woman walking by stops. Woman. Recognizing him. Hey, you're the waiter from the gala clip. He smiles, awkward but proud. Sometimes, going viral isn't about fame. It's about being seen at last. A stranger recognizes him on the street, Foundation office. Afternoon. Liam's typing a grant proposal when Kara rushes in. Kara, you've got visitors, important ones. Before he can ask, two sharply dressed city officials step inside. Badges, formal demeanor. One of them hands over a cream envelope sealed with gold. City official. Mr. Riley, you are formally invited to the City Hall Awards ceremony. The mayor would like to present you with the Civic Impact Honor. Liam blinks, then smirks. Liam. I used to mop those floors at City Hall. Back entrance, official. Softly. That's what makes this matter more. He opens the envelope. A printed invitation. His name, June's name. A line. For elevating service into social impact. Flashback, diner. Years ago or younger. Liam gets yelled at by a customer, staying silent. No applause, no spotlight. Back to present. He folds the invitation and sets it down. Liam, tell the mayor thank you. But no beat Kara, stunned. You're not going? Liam smiles. Let the room be filled with those still trying to climb. I'm where I need to be. He picks up a flyer for the shelter's new program, The Table We Build, helping fathers re-enter society with dignity. Some awards glitter. Others grow roots. He pins the flyer to the corkboard. Liam, quietly. This is my stage. City Hall. Same night. Cutaway, empty chair, labeled Liam Riley. Sometimes, the greatest flex is not showing up to be praised, because you're too busy lifting others. Liam turns down the highest honor, classroom. Day colorful art on the walls, kids giggling and presenting drawings, shoebox dioramas, and messy glitter projects. June stands at the front, a large poster board in her hands. My hero, where he lives. Her teacher nods. The room hushes. June clears her throat and begins reading. June, V.O., as a montage plays. My hero doesn't wear a cape. He wears sneakers with holes. He doesn't live in a castle. He lives in a building with broken elevators and kind neighbors. My hero doesn't fight dragons. He fights silence and sadness and late bills. Montage plays. Liam helping a neighbor lift groceries. Cooking for June after a long shift. Laughing quietly while washing dishes. Sitting with a crying sheltered dad on the curb. No words, just presence, June V.O. He doesn't brag, but people still notice. Sometimes I hear strangers whisper, "That's him," but I already knew, because when I fall asleep, he stays up just to make sure the lights stay on. Classroom, back to June. She smiles, shyly, and holds up the last photo on the poster. Her and Liam, cheek to cheek under a diner sign that says, "Home is whoever keeps the light on." The class claps. Teacher wipes a tear. Liam's apartment. Night June sleeps soundly. Liam leans in the doorway watching her. Heroes don't always know they're heroes, until the people they protect start writing it down. He kisses her forehead. Her words echo in his mind as he watches her sleep. Foundation shelter. Early morning, it's quiet. Coffee brews. Liam stands at the front desk reviewing volunteer logs. A young man in his early 20s nervously approaches. Hoodie, cracked glasses, shoes falling apart. Young man, I came about the part-time position? Liam nods and gestures for him to sit. Liam, what's your name? Young man Tyrell. Liam slides over a clipboard. No long application. Just basic info. Tyrell. So, what exactly is this place? Liam, with a soft smile. Depends on the day. Sometimes it's a meal. Sometimes a lifeline. Flashback, years ago. Same position Liam in a diner apron, confused and broke, standing in front of Evelyn's office. Her voice in his head. You didn't ask for this job, but kindness applies everywhere. Back to present, Tyrell fills in the form but hesitates. Tyrell. Why me though? I don't have experience. I'm not anything. Liam sits back. Looks at him, really looks at him. Liam, because you helped the man in the hallway yesterday. Didn't think anyone saw you, right? Tyrell blinks. Liam, gentler. We don't hire resumes here. We hire reminders. Reminders of what grace looks like when nobody's clapping. Beat, Tyrell slowly nods. Liam, you start Monday. Hoodie's fine. Just show up. Sometimes the best way to honor what saved you is to become it for someone else. Tyrell's stunned face as Liam says, we hire reminders. Diner, early morning, the same small diner from the very beginning. Quiet. Soft morning light seeps. Through the blinds, a waitress places silverware on each table. She reaches a corner booth and pauses. There's already a reserved sign on the table. Waitress, smirking to herself. Still saving this one? Manager, OS. Always, they leave the booth untouched. Napkin holder polished, cup upside down, menu tucked in. Diner. Continuous Liam walks past the window, coffee in hand, June skipping beside him. He stops. Looks in, the booth, the sign. He nods once, a breath held, then let go. Flashback. Evelyn's seated there months ago. Alone, quiet, watching Liam clean floors. Her voice echoes, Evelyn, V.O. Some seats aren't for sitting. They're for remembering. Back to present. Street. June tugs his hand. June. Dad? Can we go the long way today? Liam, yeah, Bug. Let's take the long way. They walk off. The camera lingers on the diner, then slowly zooms in on the reserved sign at the empty booth. Written under it, in fine print, for those who served before the world saw them. Music swells, no words montage, plays, Liam, unlocking the shelter at dawn. June reading to younger kids, Tyrell laughing while stacking chairs, Evelyn's old umbrella in a display case at the entrance. Not all heroes arrive loud. Some arrive holding umbrellas and leave behind shelters.